Welcome, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Today is Christmas, as you all know. So, I was thinking we could do whatever we want on the Christmas special. It would be anything that we wanted for a week. Starting to December 25th to January 12th. So, a new comic came in the mail. It has a few comics. It has 1, 2, 3. It has 13 comics, starting from 19. It's number 2, volume 2 in the Mighty Marvel Masterworks. The Amazing Spider-Man, okay? And it has the 11th to the 19th, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyways, I started reading like a few days ago, 3 days ago at least. I was reading with my friends. They liked it. So we're starting off with one of these stories started reading today. It's Craven the Hunter. But I don't want this just randomly turn off the video. So let's just start. But as he swings past a nearby rooftop, Spider sense detects another presence, an evil's presence, and so, greetings, Spider-Man. I've been looking forward to our first meeting, which will also be our last meeting with anybody. Craven! Oh, you know me. How unusual. It isn't often that my defeated jungle foes know the name of the one who vanquished them. What's the jingle, mister? How come you're anti-Spider-Man? I am a hunter. Hunting is my entire life. But there were no more goals for me to strive for. Until I learned of you, you shall be my greatest triumph. You didn't expect me to be so fast. Boy, now I'm in for it. He's the worst kind of enemy, a nut who fights you just for the sheer fun of it. Ugh! This is what I was afraid of. You're too easy to defeat. And now I'll end your career forever with my smashing nerve punch. The same punch that can down a full-grown charging rhino. I've got to turn, block it with my shoulder. Oh, good, you saved yourself, but only for a minute. Now, what? My shoulder went numb. Can't afford to give him a second chance. Okay, Buster, if it's a real fight you want. He's stronger than I thought. Even with one hand, he's beating me. I can't defeat him fairly, but if I can manage to nick him with one of my special potion weapons, I did it. Hey, something scratched me. You're not gonna beat me like that, Craven. I feel kind of woozy. That was more than a simple scratch. He's got some sort of potion in my bloodstream. But what was it? Then as Spider-Man releases his savage foe for an instant, Craven races away, with his triumphant cry ringing from his sneering lips. I've won, Spider-Man. My potion will weaken you enough for me to beat you anytime I desire. But I'll prolong my enjoyment. I'll finish you off another time. I'll let him go for now. I've got to clear my head. I'm getting dizzier by the minute. I'll just grab my camera from where I left it and try to make it home. For the next few minutes, this amazing teenager slowly, cautiously hugs the roof, tops on his journey home. And then finally, woo, my shoulder's getting back to normal now, but I can't lose this dizziness. And now my hands have started to twitch. I can't make them stop. No wonder Craven is such a successful hunter if he uses potions such as those. Well, maybe I'll be okay again in the morning after a good night's sleep. I've got a hunch I'm gonna need all the strength and powers I've got. And in another part of town. I don't get it, Craven. You say he's far stronger, far more dangerous than you thought, and yet you're happy about it. Of course I am. He's the kind of foe I've always wanted. Want to test my metal to medley to its fullest. What a triumph this will be for me. How sweet will be the fruits of my victory. This is the page. It's kind of backwards, but see that. Next page. We only read 4 pages each video if we're reading this. Now, my many-faced friend, let us plan our next deadly trap for the Spider-Man. The thrill of the hunt is making my blood boil with anticipation. I chose well when I picked you. You're even more merciless, more dangerous than I remembered. The next morning, I can't wait to see if I recovered from Craven's potion. I seem to feel okay. I'm as nimble as ever, but I haven't lost the shakes. My hands are still twitching. What does it mean? How long will it last? There's Aunt May talking with one of our neighbors. I'll try to gulp down my breakfast and leave before she can notice my shaking hands. It was so nice of you to drop in, dear. I'll give him your message. Good morning, Peter, dear. I've got some good news for you. Sorry. I'm too late. I've arranged a date for you with a lovely girl. A blind date? Oh, brother, that's all I need. She's a niece of our neighborhood, Mrs. Watson. And she'd just love to meet you, Peter. I appreciate it a lot, Aunt May, but no buts about it. Peter Parker, it's time you began to think seriously about your future. You'll want a girl who will make a good housewife. Someone like Mr. Watson's niece. Okay, Aunt May, we'll talk about it later. I've got to see Mr. Jameson now. I hope you're wearing your winter weight suit, Peter dear. There's still a nip in the air, and you know how fragile you are. Thank goodness you didn't notice my shaking hands. A few minutes later at the Daily Bugle, the shaking has almost all stopped. Maybe the fresh air is good for it. Anyway, I hope Betty isn't so mad at me. Well, there's only one way to find out. Hi, Betty. You look lovelier than ever today. Why, hello, Petey Weedy. Here, let me fix your little tizy-wizy, Petey. Aw, cut it out, Betty. You know that I hate being called Petey. Really, Mr. Parker? I didn't notice you telling that empty-headed blonde school girl not to call you Petey. Of course I didn't tell her. What do I care what she calls me? She doesn't mean anything to me. Boy, females must have originally intended for another planet, I think. Hey, what's he doing here? You have my word, Jameson. Spider-Man's days are numbered. Craven, Jameson, what does it mean? Remember, it has to be perfectly legal. Much as I hate Spider-Man, I won't stand for anything that violates the law. Watch your tone of voice, Jameson. You're talking to Craven the Hunter. Nobody dictates to me. What could they have been cooking up? And why does Craven look so confident? As though he has a foolproof scheme of some sort. After Craven departs, a troubled Peter Parker hands J. Jonah Jameson prints of the crime photos he had taken the day before. And then, these pics aren't bad, Parker, but who cares about punks like these? I want pictures of Spider-Man in action, or of Craven. Get me? Sure, I'll get them for you. I got to get photos of my next battle with Craven, if I manage to live through it. Peter? He seems to have forgotten all about me. What can be wrong? Later in a science class at school. I don't get it. What makes Craven so confident that he can beat me? The suspense is getting on my nerves. Then, suddenly, oh no, my hands are shaking again. I couldn't even hold that test tube. Hey, what's with Puny Parker? I never saw Peter Parker that way before. He looks like he's all in thumbs. This is awful. I can't hold on to a thing. For goodness sake, how clumsy can you be? That's it for today's video. We only read 4 pages. I can offer to talk a little bit right now, but I don't really think I can. So tomorrow I'll read more pages of this interesting book. I really love it. It came. So if you want to find it, it's the one that has Dr. Octopus on the cover, on Amazon. The cover, the thumbnail. It says number 2, volume 2. number 11 and number 19. It's a great book. You should actually read it. It has Mysterio, even the Green Goblin. It has Dr. Octopus, Craven. It actually has Daredevil, the Sinister Six, Sandman, and others, the Enforcers. It's a really great book. You should read it, but that's it for today. Bye.